Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. You know who it is. And I'm going to throw together a little quickie review here of the new Liars album, TFCF, put down some short thoughts on this record. I've been really mulling this album over for week after week after week after week. This record's been out a while now. And Liars, excuse the banging, it'll be over soon. But Liars is a band that I've enjoyed their work from Drum's Not Dead to a lot of their recent stuff today, Wish You and frickin' Mess. I think it's a fantastic electronic music album, fusion of electronics and post-punk and experimental music and noise, and it's an incredible record in my opinion. But I didn't anticipate at all the direction that things would move in sonically on this new record over here, but also in terms of personnel, because believe it or not, Angus Andrew, who's the sole member of the band who has sort of existed throughout the group's entirety, is sort of going it on a solo capacity on this album. And I went into it thinking maybe that's not that big of a deal, because I kind of dug some of the lead-up singles to this thing, and given that he is, in a lot of ways, the main brain of Liars, how is it going to be really that big of a deal if some other people who were in the band not too long ago are now out of the band? Maybe he'll have more interesting ideas bubble up because he'll be in total control of everything. And the exact opposite has kind of happened. I feel like in comparison with nearly every other Liars album where Andrew essentially has somebody to collaborate with, this record is kind of tedious. This album is kind of lacking in a variety of sounds and exciting ideas and compelling songs too. A lot of the production, a lot of the cycled loops and beats that play throughout this thing get really stale, really fast. There isn't a whole lot of details or layers or nuance to the progressions and structures featured on this album. The lyrics aren't really that intriguing, in my opinion. The melodies and instrumentation he tops these beats with, sometimes simply just some vocals and acoustic guitar, are kind of lost on me because they don't really bring the interesting edits and production work and sound play that I usually get and enjoy so much out of a Liars album. That weird, eerie, chilling, unmistakable trademark atmosphere Liars music is typically soaked in is nowhere to be found here, and it's essentially been replaced with nothing. I feel like I'm kind of listening to a stripped-down skeletal demo version of a Liars album that they may have taken into the studio and then built up beyond there and turned into a whole new beast. This to me kind of feels like a Liars album unrealized, a Liars album unfinished, a Liars album unsure of itself. Truly a solo effort in that it feels very isolated and very short-sighted, and like it really could have used the perception and the outlook of another set of eyes, another set of ears, another brain to sort of throw another splash of creativity or add to the recipe that Andrew has pulled together here. Because as is, it's not quite as evocative and as vivid and as sound rich as all of my other favorite Liars albums. This to me seems very reserved. It seems very gray and a little lifeless, in my opinion. To me, there's not really anything other than Andrew's vocals that says to me, yes, this is a Liars record. And even his vocals on this thing are not really like the most important or the most exciting thing about this record. Yeah, I'm just really kind of underwhelmed by the tunes on this thing, by how redundant a lot of these songs feel, and just by the lack, again, of overall that trademark creepy, bone-chilling Liars atmosphere. So I'm really kind of feeling like a strong 4 to a light 5 on this thing. Really don't care for much of it. I get really tired of it really quick, and it's truly an album that I'm a little let down by. Unfortunately. Zishin, over here next to my head, is another Liars review. You can click on that, or you can click on the link to subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next one. Anthony Fantano, Liars, TFCF, forever.